Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films, and I'd like to welcome you to our streams. So, you're going to notice a few changes going forward. Over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be changing up sort of the formatting of our streams and our podcasts. Rather than doing a long spiel at the beginning of each stream, we're going to have an intro like this. Well, not this particular one. I'm going to edit down a much shorter and less wordy one. And same thing with our podcasts. I just wanted to go ahead and put this one out here so you know the change is coming, and you can keep an eye out for it. We're hoping that this is going to cut down on the amount of mad rambling I do on a per stream basis, and give you more of the content you're here to see, which is the actual game, and also the content to listen to, I guess, in the case of the podcast. But just keep an eye out for it. In the meantime, remember, we are Final Show Films, and we produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can find out more about us on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can also check us out on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. I'd like to throw out a quick thank you to all of our patrons, especially our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Waterflame. Also want to thank anybody who's watching on Twitch and who has subscribed or thrown bits our way. We appreciate that. If you like what you see, feel free to tell people and get them over here following us. We appreciate that. We appreciate all of you. And we also appreciate the folks over at 411mania.com. 411mania is a geek culture website that produces articles and content related to all sorts of geekery, including wrestling, MMA, music, movies, various other forms of entertainment, and our podcasts when I get the articles written, because I'm the only writer here at Final Show Films. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy whatever stream this is. I'll have unique ones later, but bye.
Next time.
You're up, Jack.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jack. I'm the storyteller for this
Also, my dog's outside.
the Lost live stream as we work out the kinks for our initial transitions. But to introduce you to our cast of characters, several of whom have just left because why not, let's show you who you're going to be viewing today, starting with Erin.
Hi, I'm Erin, and I'm playing Gale, the Ferris dancer flowering.
That's correct. And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing List, the Wizened Oracle.
And Jeremy.
I am Jeremy. I am playing Adele, Darkling Gravewhite.
And William.
I am William, and I am playing Phage, the Ogre Gristle Grinder.
And John.
I'm John, and I'm playing Nero, and aren't we playing Call of Cthulhu?
Fuck you, dude. And
One
Holly
day.
is here, but has stepped away shortly because life is a thing. Holly, of course, plays Lark, our Beast Windwing, and she'll be back to join us in a moment. But, once again, we return to the city of Baltimore, where, across the city, a radio clicks on. It's a lovely late night, Baltimore, and you can smell the city laying down to its rest. Here at Radio Free Faye, we recommend a nice glass of tea, the cold kind, and some of Leaffinger's latest blend to promote a quiet mind for the evening. Because we've all had a long, hard day, haven't we? And the struggle begins anew with the dawn, if not sooner. So take a moment, put up your feet, draw close to those you care about, and thank your fates and stars that, for tonight at least, you are home returned. So the crackle of fire, the spit of grease, and the squeak of a concertina all emanate from the exterior of your hollow within the darkened hedge. Many of you can feel the cool of the night air on sweat-drenched skin, your brush with near extermination still chill in your bones. Your misshapen saviors kind of linger at the fireside below, stooped Wilhelm fiddling with his musical instrument while hulking Osmond tends the carcasses turning on the makeshift spit. The meat is crackling merrily in stark contrast to the 6 Briarwolf heads piled nearby, their now glazed eyes reflecting the flames with a dull sheen, disturbingly human-like in appearance. Some of you are unconscious in the hollow above. Others of you are at least mobile and moving about. At least one of you is back on the side of the reel, off on an errand. So, what's everybody planning to do next?
Feel pain.
Drive.
Feel nothing.
We're up in the hedge, right? We're up on
In the hollow.
Up in the hollow. Okay. Because I have a couple of those. I have a couple of those weird fruit, Adele. I don't know if you don't look good either.
I've been better. I've been much worse though.
Yeah, but you're like partially in pieces already, so I feel like having you in more pieces is probably a bad thing. Take this. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
hand you a soothe sap fruit. Those heal things, right?
I
Yes,
don't know.
indeed.
Yes. Let me look at the thing. Downgrades 2 injures in severity. So aggravated to lethal or lethal to bashing.
Okay, so
and your
two of
wits
my-
and dexterity pools are lowered by 1 until the next scene.
Okay.
Kind of drugged out.
Yep, a little bit. Got
And-
rejuvenative and also sedative sort of properties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, eyes glaze over a little bit. But I now only have 3 lethal and the rest are bashing.
Yep, and you'll recover 1 point of bashing every 15 minutes.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. Sweet. We need to, yeah. She's going to get. Have you've left the building entirely by now, probably, Gale?
I assume so.
Okay. I hope she knows what to get.
Gale, make me
I'm-
a intelligence and streetwise.
Be right back.
+2.
I believe that will be a luck roll. Let me check real quick.
Oh no.
So I'm going to try and roll this as a normal roll because I think I have dice in it because intelligence and streetwise is 1 dice minus 1 dice plus 2 dice.
Yes.
0 successes.
Okay. So yeah, you're on your way to a drugstore. Do you have any currency or way to pay for things on you?
I assume so, given that I was doing the shopping earlier.
Okay, so you probably have the debit card that the Haunted Waters loaned you.
Yeah.
Okay. So functionally,
I'm really just looking for a first aid kit, gauze, something basic.
Okay. So yeah, functionally, you'll probably have enough for very basic medical supplies, nothing
Mhm.
fancy, but. And as you drive through the city streets, it's definitely pushing probably 9:30 p.m. at this point. You're able to
Okay.
find a 24-hour pharmacy within about 10 minutes drive, though, or drugstore, not pharmacy.
Right.
And yes, so you are walking in by yourself. They have a fair few supplies. Are you going for a kit or piecemeal?
I'm probably going for. I'll be honest. If I can find a kit that seems to include something more significant, like gauze, I'm probably going for that.
Okay. Yeah, you can definitely find that here. You step up to the. Are you grabbing anything else or just that?
Probably just that. Who seems to be at the counter? Like,
There's
what
a
is my impression of that
there's a
person?
middle-aged woman, probably mid 40s or so. Kind of tired looking, wearing the normal sort of shopkeeper's, a cashier's vest. Name tag says Clara.
Right. As I'm going through the store trying to get stuff and then go up to. I'm going to try and make her either interested in me or envious because I'm kind of low on glamour. I just want to, like, flaunt my pretty.
Okay.
at her.
Give me a manipulation and expression, then.
Okay. Sorry, let me check something real quick because I think I can add dots to that. With
Believe you
something.
can. Yeah, your seeming blessing should give you some options on that, I believe.
God damn it. I need to put all this stuff actually in my character sheet instead of just having it in a document. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it should be. I think it is on your character sheet, page 3 under seeming
Oh,
blessing.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll spend. I have some glamour left. I'll spend 1 glamour to increase. Manipulation and what?
Manipulation and expression.
Spending 1 glamour.
That'll increase your dice pool by 1.
Mm-hmm. Good. Did it roll for you guys?
Mm-mm.
I have not seen it come through
Nope,
yet.
no roll came through.
Okay.
Did you get the pop-up that happened?
No, I didn't. Let me just try it again.
Sure.
The internet
God.
hates us.
Sometimes.
I am so sorry this is taking so long, guys.
There we go.
That's
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, 3 successes.
Okay. So yeah, you. How do you go up to her and sort of do your flaunt how much better you are than her?
As I'm doing it, I walk in a way like this is a fucking runway and it's all dirty and less than me.
You get a little bit of a sidelong glance. And she definitely kind of gives you the once over and kind of winces to herself. And you can feel that sort of envy kind of boil off of her slightly. And you just drink that right up. And then she kind of glances at your clothes. Wow, what did you get into?
I give her a long glance. Oh, nothing I couldn't handle.
That sets her back on her heels,
Acting.
but definitely shuts her up.
No, like, I give her a few seconds and then I say, acting. I'm an actress.
Oh. Okay. She swipes your card and slides the first aid kit back to you, kind of wondering if you're an actress what you need the first aid kit for, probably, but definitely
Props.
not asking anything. Have a good evening, I guess.
Very, like, fancy wave and out.
All right. So it'll be about 10-15 minutes before you get back to the house. What's everybody else up to?
Phage is just taking a moment to breathe and sit down and savor the smells of cooking meat that is coming from the larger of the 2 brothers.
Okay.
About a half a foot off the floor.
Okay.
Probably Adele will actually carefully, painfully get to her feet and start sort of making a horrible decision and exploring the hollow while tripping balls.
Okay.
Oh no.
Mark?
She feels much better now, and really there's nothing more frightening than what she's already experienced anyway, so.
I'm searching the house for medicine.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm antsy and would probably go and wander around the house too.
All right.
I don't know if I'm searching for anything, but I'm just seeing what's there.
All right. So yeah, there's a feeling of oddness as you sort of try and push your way back into the house. I need both of you, or well, actually, Lark, you're already in there. Liz, I will need you to roll your weird.
Okay. And that's just one. One success.
All right. Yep. So you just the barrier is still there. Like you can't see between the two buildings. You know, there's the gaping hole, but it's just full of shadow. Then you reach out and kind of try and find the vibration or the essence or whatever it is that separates the hedge from the real world. And something clicks into place, and you sort of lurch your way forward and stumble back out into the hallway where you glance behind you and the closet is still hanging open, looking just darker than it should currently. You're starting to get the feeling that, when the gate is active, but you still have to work in order to get through.
Weird.
But both of you will need to roll a wits and investigation, -2.
All right.
Because the house is bare and you are both exhausted.
Oh, sorry.
0 successes.
4 successes.
Damn.
Sheesh.
So,
Nice.
Liz, as you're looking around and you think, top to bottom, why not? So you go upstairs and it's mostly just debris and rot and weather damage on the top floor. Nothing of note is up here. There's a few busted pieces of furniture. The upholstery's gone to mold like you wouldn't believe. You find some interesting birds' nests. Some less than interesting and slightly worrisome wasp nests. But nothing remotely medicinal on any stretch.
Right.
Lark, you've been working your way through the downstairs, and most of the place is just completely trashed. You do manage to find like a half a bottle of peroxide and a couple sponges that are still in wrappers.
Okay.
But other than that, that's literally all of note that you can find on the first floor.
All right.
I look at the window. Are the people I left outside gone? Have they been cleaned up?
Yes, they are gone.
Okay, I come back down and find anything. I found this. I have taken one of the birds' nests just because. It's empty.
Okay.
Yep.
There's a little bit of guano in it.
There wasn't anything else up there.
I found this. I hold up the peroxide
Ooh.
sponges. This might help a little.
Yeah, that's gonna sting a lot. Okay. Based on my medical knowledge, and what I've seen of Nero's injuries, is he going to need more, like, heavy medical supplies than whatever Gale might pick up? Or
he's
what
going
would I
to
know of
need,
what he needs?
he's going to need something beyond a first aid kit, definitely. Yeah. He's stable, but those wounds will take a very long time to heal if he doesn't get some dedicated treatment. Obviously, you've got goblin fruit, which is definitely more than normal medical care, so that could probably help some. Yeah. Or you could take him to a hospital and try and pass him off as somebody who something happened, or whatever plan you might choose.
Okay.
He got mauled by those roving packs of wolves in downtown Baltimore.
Yep.
Hey,
Yep, they're assholes.
I do not. I do not follow these conclusions. Lissa would not follow these conclusions, so she might try that.
Oh, please
Let's-
do.
Yes. Let's go back.
I'm assuming that Nero is still like sitting on the ground next to me.
Nero was taken up the stairs into the hollow. He is currently more or less indoors, as it were.
So going back into the hollow.
Okay. Roll me weird again, then, if you're trying to get through the
Okay.
door.
Yep. I might not be able to get back in. I have no glamour left. This is gonna be great. All right.
To figure out how the lock works.
Nope. 0 successes.
Okay. You do still see the nail clippers hanging from that little chain where you had repaired them earlier, though.
I tried cutting off another fingernail.
Okay. So you snip off the fingernail, and what do you do with it?
I hold it for a second, and then I put my arm through the space with holding the fingernail.
All right. Roll me dexterity and athletics -2.
Okay. Dexterity and sweet. I have 1 dot. Then. All right. -2. 0 successes.
All right. So, yeah, you try and push your hand through, and you feel a nasty scrape across the back of your hand, and you yank it back. You suffer 1 bashing damage, and you look at it, and it's not bleeding freely or anything, but it's like a thorn or a cat scratch almost down the back of your forearm. No, that wasn't the correct thing to do with the fingernail.
Okay. I have gotten scratched by the head. Can I use my Pathfinder to? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So do I to figure out like what the key would be for the door?
Well, Pathfinder won't necessily give you information on the key. It'll tell you where to go, but it won't necessarily tell you what to do.
Okay. So the door's in front of me.
Yep.
All right. I'm bleeding now. I shoved my arm back in the door.
Okay.
Because my experience has been that blood can unlock things. That's how I got the cart to move. So I'm going to try this again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your weird again, then.
Okay.
Lark, are you just sitting there watching this, or are you elsewhere?
I was going to take what I found up to the others and check on them.
Gotcha. All right. So you just shove your hand back in, and just sheer force of will, you're like, no, this is my goddamn hollow. You're going to let me in. And something clicks and vibrates, and you lurch back through as the gate snaps open for an instant. Lark, you've got enough time to slide into the hollow if you'd like as well.
All right. I'll slide in.
Okay. So both of you are on the other side.
Well, we found a bird's nest and peroxide and some sponges. So.
Right. Adele, in your little exploration, you've found, it's a small area.
Okay.
About 10 feet by 20 feet. There's mostly a very rough wood interior, kind of splintery on the inside. Very much as though it's an actual hollow of a tree, just of an enormous size. You can, as you're sort of looking around, trying to figure out what's what, give me an intelligence and occult.
Okay. And what was it? It was -1 die because of
wits and dexterity.
wits and dexterity, not
I
intelligence.
believe. Yeah.
Okay.
No, intelligence shouldn't be affected.
Okay. So I'm only at the -2 that my health levels have me at.
You would have
Uh,
recovered, I
well,
think, about
Susap-
2 points of bashing at this point.
Oh, okay. Then
Susap,
I'm have no negatives now.
Yeah. Susap lowers wits and dexterity pools.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
So
You're doing a wits one,
Yeah,
right?
this is an intelligence and a
Oh, okay. Never mind
intelligence
then.
and occult. So that's fine.
That's all right.
But again,
Gale, you're getting back to the house about now.
roll.
Okay.
Swear I do. 1 week and you forget everything.
Oh, Park. Check that Adele's car hasn't been broken yet.
Normal. Cold is not one of my nanigans. Okay.
Adele's car
I'm
seems
going
to
to
be fine.
assume not, but ghost stories.
Nope.
Okay, I figured not, but
But always worth a check.
yeah. 1 success.
Okay. You know a little bit of rumors about hollows and the like.
Mhm.
And you know that if you spend enough time and you put forth enough effort, you don't have much more specific than that, but you assume it's one of those things that you can possibly learn by trying, if not doing. You can affect the dimensions, orientation, design, even contents of the interior of your hollow. The hedge is psychoactive, and it responds to the presence of those around it. Even as you've just been running your hands over it, you can see the tint of the wood growing a little deeper into the grays and the reds, going from that sort of aged pine to more of a mahogany hickory-esque sort of look to it. And you feel like, yeah, no, this thing is kind of picking up on my vibe and responding in kind as I'm trying to make this happen. You find a couple of large cracks in the interior of the wood that's forming the walls here. And as you like slide a hand in and sort of give it a little bit of a pull, and still feeling very sturdy and fibrous like wood, it does give a bit, as though it's kind of asking if you want it to move.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and will it to start taking on a shape. Probably, she probably doesn't know what shape quite yet.
Give me a manipulation and
especially
weird,
since
then.
she's kind of drugged.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't want to do it too much because she doesn't want much of her subconscious to come out at the moment. But manipulation and weird.
Let's let the drugged person decide the shape of our house. It'll be fine.
Okay, for some reason it doesn't. So I'm just gonna have to
I'm so excited about this.
here. Nope.
Okay. So yeah, you give it a pull and it sort of bows out for a minute, but it's just apparently the interior layer. And then as soon as you let go, it sort of just drifts back with a little bit of a creak.
Okay.
And returns to a fairly solid.
So if you can't do anything yet in terms of that, trying to so Adele will just take out her switchblade, flick it open, and just carve a little 1 down. Close it back up, and then just continue sort of wandering around the place.
Okay.
She puts a hash mark in.
Phage, you're down by the fire. The meat is cooking. Oswald is just carefully prodding and rotating it. Wilhelm is still squeaking away on his concertina off to one side, occasionally stopping and adjusting a reed or something on the interior. He seems to tinker with his instrument just as much as he actually plays music with it, apparently.
With the amount that Phage has been injured and just taking the moment to rest, she's just kind of glass-eyed, just staring at the food, just a faint trickle of drool as she's just...
It's probably about this time that Oswald just reaches out, grabs a forelimb, and with a twist, wrenches it off. There's a grinding of bone and flesh, and it pops free. It looks fairly rare, but he just takes a bite out of it, gives a little bit of a nod, looks around. Wilhelm isn't paying much attention, and he will extend it to you.
There's not even a moment's hesitation. She just kind of like snatches it like a hungry animal and just goes straight to it.
He'll give a satisfied grunt and go back to maneuvering and prodding at the coals that are underneath. You've got your first course, at least. This is a good 3 or 4 pound chunk of meat on bone.
All right. Would that be enough to start the roll for?
It would be enough to start the roll. Yeah. It's got a gamey sort of flavor to it, pork-ish.
All right, so
disturbed.
stamina and weird, and I'm gonna use one of my points of willpower for that.
Okay.
Because I need my health back. People, stamina.
That's 3 glamour. Or no, wait, you got the catch on this one.
Yeah, because they're strangers.
Yep.
2 successes, which means I turn 4 points of lethal into bashing damage.
Yes, you do.
Nice.
Yeah. By the time you're about halfway through this bit, he's already started dismembering the other parts that he feels have been cooked enough. And there's a flat stone nearby that he pulled out of somewhere. And he's just stacking up dripping roasted meat on it.
Yeah. According to the contract, she's going to spend at least an hour doing this. So
Yep, she'll be busy. Gale, you're back. The vehicles seem to be mostly undisturbed.
Okay. Then I'm heading on up.
Okay. As you wander back up into the house, it's fairly empty. Neofly is lurking around, just kind of wandering from room to room, and apparently investigating and satisfying his curiosity as far as what's on this side of the reel. But he mentions that everybody's back in the hollow currently.
Give him a nod and then head on up.
Okay. So you as well are confronted by an empty broom closet. The gate seems to be quiet right now, and you can actually see inside the broom closet at this point. The interior, it's dusty, cobwebby. There's a broom. That's how you know it's a broom closet.
So, in that case, I was there when the opening it happened the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to the best of my ability, just duplicate. Sorry, it's been a few weeks. Duplicate what we did to get in there the first time.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence and occult +2 then. See how well Gale remembers from what she could see.
after a fight with wolves.
After a fight with wolves, yes. Things having been...
That's a chance roll.
Hey,
One success.
Nice.
All right.
I did roll a 10.
So yeah, so you think to yourself for a minute, look at the various pieces, and then clip off one of your fingernails, slide it in the little crack in the paneling off to one side, and there's that creak, and those shadows just swarm in very quickly, and you can smell that moist earth and mulchy odor drift through, and you know that you've got a couple seconds to dive through that hole.
Head on in. I'm quick enough to be graceful about it.
Yep. So you pop through the shadows to the other side and see a very faintly lit, darkened interior area. Adele wandering around, a little less cognizant in the gaze than usual, but
Okay.
She's
I'm
probably
looking for the
actually
heat
sitting in
steel
the
one.
corner at that point.
okay.
So I'm looking for lists.
Yeah.
Supplies.
Okay. Wow. All right. That's not. We're gonna. He needs more than this. I'm gonna take him to the
Well,
hospital.
then give me a list next time.
You left before I could give you a list, so maybe next time. Wait for a list. We need, and I start like listing off random things that I vaguely remember. And he needs a hospital.
Well, that doesn't seem like an option.
Why not? We passed hospitals on the way here.
How
A
likely
hospital?
do you think a wolf attack would be in the middle of Baltimore?
I don't know. Things happen.
Also, I'm not entirely sure how well this extends to our anatomy at this point, and I don't really want to test that in a hospital.
It just sort of works out.
He's
saw what
made of
he
fire. What are they going to do to help him?
They're gonna put needles in him and add various liquids to help him feel better.
If
I
you
don't
can't
know.
do it, I will. And I try and snatch the health pack back.
Nope, I am
The health
hanging on that
pack.
sucker.
All right.
You have
Let's
given
have
it to me.
opposed dexterity and athletics
is
checks
mine.
then.
What is it? Dexterity and athletics?
Dexterity and athletics for both of you.
I need to get some athletics apparently, because
Athletics is helpful.
I know. I don't have any right
Am
now.
I petty enough?
Oh, and I am at -1 because of that.
'Cause you got
Stupid.
tagged.
Okay,
So-
just dexterity and athletics. I'm not petty enough to spend willpower on this quite.
Dang it. 0 successes.
0 successes.
You're still rolling a chance die, I think. Was that
Oh,
intentional?
I am. Sorry. Yes, I have 5 dice in that.
Okay.
5 successes.
No!
Yoink!
Ah,
There was 3 10s in that roll.
Jeez,
Damn.
that's a really good roll I spent on that. Yoink!
He spent a really good roll on a really petty thing.
And I'm walking over towards the injured person.
worse!
This is how I die.
I'm so sorry.
A botch on a medicine roll.
Oh man, if Phage was conscious and not just eating herself to health right now, she'd have some input that might get this.
Lark is also in the room.
I'm
No,
there. I'm just
no,
watching
this is great. Let's see what happens.
I'm watching, and
So-
if she messes up, I am gonna swoop in as fast as I possibly can with that fruit.
Can I get an intelligence and medicine check given that I have not tried anything on Nero and now I have supplies?
Yes.
Cool. It doesn't matter how many negatives I have. I already am rolling a chance die on this.
I'm gonna go look up new character art.
Oh no!
0 successes, but it was a 9, not
Really
a 1.
You were really close. Yep. So yeah, you pull out all the pieces and set them out in a nice orderly fashion, and then you just kind of stop because you're like, I know these probably get used in an order. I'm just not sure which one. So you're stymied and thinking right now. You haven't stopped. You're
This
just
is,
The
working through
bandage happens
to be clear,
last.
this is inside of where I'm at, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
you're
so
like
Del
you're
sort
like
of
10 feet away.
slowly gets
Given
up
Adele's
and
history,
sort of
she probably
teeters
recognizes
over.
not understanding how the medicine stuff works.
Move.
That's the tweezers. And I'm gonna grab the tweezers and
I have experience with bodies.
Dead ones, yes.
Oh.
Intelligence medicine?
Yep.
Okay.
Is this also a chance die?
This is not a chance die. Somebody has medicine because, like I said, somebody has experience with bodies.
And since you have medicine, you do know how to utilize some of the basic tools, so you get a +1 for the supplies.
Okay. Hey, look, 1 success.
All right.
So
Yeah, you begin doing a little bit of surface bandaging,
Yep.
patching up and securing some of the shallower wounds.
Mm-hmm. Doing a little sewing.
You haven't quite gotten to the stitching yet.
Okay.
hmm
okay. Yeah, it's not okay. You could do that better. And I'm gonna take
Finger
the
up,
fruit.
tulips.
No, I can do it better.
If you want to do it, by all means. Otherwise, let me work. Do not wish to be distracted and accidentally make things worse. Otherwise, feel free.
Lark's gonna put her hand on Liz's shoulder and kind of just move her back.
Wonderful.
I go sulk in a corner with the stupid fruit that could help him. Actually, I'm not giving it because no one has asked me for help, and I'm sulking.
Yes.
Roll me a manipulation in weird.
Okay.
How well are you sulking?
All right. So
You sulk so hard the world changes.
1 success. Oh, it
So,
does
yeah,
the
you've-
penalty automatically. Oh,
Yeah.
Never mind.
So you find a corner, you start to sit down, and you are rather affronted.
Mhm.
And people are not valuing you the
Yep.
way that you feel like they should be able to obviously perceive that your abilities are devoted towards certain aspects and situations. And that's weird. Where'd those mushrooms come from?
Oh, God. Yes.
3 little toadstools have popped up around your feet.
Well, I'm gonna pick those things. I don't know what they are, and then I'm gonna look at them.
Okay. Some sort of mushroom. Give me an intelligence and science.
All right.
Science!
Science.
Please tell me that the oils are spread by skin to skin, by skin to mushroom contact.
Zero successes.
It's definitely a fungus.
You can eat mushrooms. I'm hungry and annoyed. I'm gonna eat them.
Yes.
Okay. Roll me a d10.
Okay. Four.
Okay. I would like you to roll a stamina and composure -3.
Okay. Let me check that. Stamina 5, 3. Okay, I still have 1 dice there. This is good. -3. Do-do-do. 0 successes.
Okay. So you're sitting in your corner, snacking on your mushrooms and sulking, as everybody else is apparently busy elsewhere.
Okay.
And you are not feeling valued. All right.
Mhm. Yes, exactly.
I'm
That's exactly what I'm
too
doing.
jealous to probably notice this.
Yep. Nope. You guys are busy doing other things.
I'm gonna sneak out.
Sneak out where?
Sneak out through the door. I don't know if it doesn't like flicker when people go through.
Oh, back into the reel?
Yep.
Okay. Roll me weird and
Okay.
manipulation and weird.
All
Again.
right. This is me having terrible ideas.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Do-do-do.
You're clearly a well-adjusted group.
Yeah, I know. 0 successes.
So you go to push through,
Run
and the
into the
thorns are very dense and hard to get through. And then behind you, you hear that sound again. That rising canine howl.
Oh.
Just like you heard it not 10 minutes before when the Briar Wolves were attacking.
Okay. Did anyone else hear that?
Did we?
So you turn around and ask, did anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
None of them respond.
There was the wolves again.
They're all very busily crouched over where Nero still lies or coming on the floor, and they don't seem to be paying you any mind.
I heard them again. Can they get in here?
The howl's coming from inside the house.
You do know that there are currently stairs from the ground level outside that Oswald had pulled out of a box somehow.
We need to take the stairs down.
Who are you telling?
I'm just telling the room, and then I'm rushing over there.
Okay, so you rush over to, so you shout that
Yep.
to the room, and you rush over to the stairs.
Yep. Is
Yep.
is anything I can, like, any mechanism at the top to descend the stairs?
No, you see a couple switches and levers at the bottom where the stairs have like sprung out of whatever case they were carried in, but nothing at the top.
Okay.
Oswald and Wilhelm and Phage are all deeply engrossed in eating cooked briarwolf down around the fire.
Did you hear that? I heard sounds.
Wilhelm glances up in your direction, you think, but just kind of goes back to his eating. And you can see the source of the sounds now. The firelight casts a good bit of light in the immediate area, and there's eyes crouched low in the thickets, reflecting the firelight. Probably
Shit.
at least 4 of them.
There's wolves around you.
Ate those tripping shrooms.
So the rest of
No
you,
one's
as you're watching this happen, you know, you're tending to Nero. You look over, and Liz is still crouched, sulking in a corner.
Okay.
Hasn't
I am?
moved.
I haven't moved. Oh.
That's it.
Oh, this is great.
Just kind of sitting quietly with a little bit of a scowl on her face.
So yeah, humming pleasantly to herself.
Okay.
Something
How
in something.
long do you spend tending to Nero then?
A fair amount of time.
Okay.
Probably a lot more time than she thinks that she's spending because, you know,
Right. Because
um,
kind of wasted.
this week the changelings get fucked up. But yeah, she's in the process of something by Robert Johnson. As she
Yeah, and you several of the bandages that had been applied previously, the sort of ragged makeshift ones, have been bled through. A lot of the clotting has happened, but you do have to replace some of them. And he's, after the course of an hour or so, he's fairly well secured.
Pat him on the head.
Mhm.
All right, he'll be fine now. Well, eventually. All right, now what? Where?
Give me
Look over it. Yeah.
Composure.
I'm sorry, what in composure?
Wits and composure. So you'll be at a -1 because that's the wits thing.
Yep.
Aaron can't hear you. I think you're muted.
2 successes.
So the scowl is gone. There's a lot of sweat, and there's a little bit of a tremor to one of the hands.
Walk over, sort of lean down, look, and can I do a medicine roll to get an idea of what?
Yeah, wits and medicine.
Might be drugged. Okay. And that is also a -1. Nope.
Yeah, no, she doesn't look to be in great shape, but you can't see anything particularly wrong with her. You kind of wave your hand in front of her eyes. She doesn't react.
Poke a couple of times on the shoulder.
So, Alyssa, by this time, everybody has been ignoring you. You have descended the stairs, tried to figure out how they work, had very little success. You've made them rise a couple feet higher, but you haven't gotten anything closed. The wolves have started prowling in and out of the thicket now, and you've grabbed a log out of the fire and are sort of waving it around, trying to scare them off. You've lit a little bit of the hedge on fire by this point. And yeah, it's... but nobody seems to be reacting, and you're thinking hedge magic is trying to kill us now because I'm the only one that can see these things, and they are going to murder the shit out of my friends. I've seen it.
Yep. I'm freaking out. I'm gonna start trying to move them, to push them, to get my friends to go up the stairs.
Okay. Well, Phage, Wilhelm, and Oswald are the ones on the ground currently.
Yep. Phage, come on! They're right there.
Even
And
if
are
it was
you-
Phage,
are you
Phage weighs
physically
3 times
attempting?
you.
To move, Phage, or
Yes.
okay.
This has gone into bad dream territory, so I'm
All
trying
right.
everything.
Give me a strength and athletics roll.
All right. That's a chance die.
Do you want Dream Phage to roll something?
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, that didn't. Oh no, that did work. 0 successes, and that's a botch. It's a negative. That's a 1.
Oh yeah, that's a dramatic failure.
Oh.
So yeah, so you grab Phage and you try and tug her up, and she comes completely untethered from the ground. It weighs almost nothing and starts floating away into the sky. And then she splits into 2, 4, 8. And they're just sort of weebly cartwheeling through the air, chewing on a piece of meat as they do. Yeah, shit's getting kaleidoscopy and weird. And then something taps you on your shoulder.
Ah! I yell. I don't.
Okay.
Just scream. Top of my lungs.
Beg your pardon, miss. Do you have any tobacco?
No!
One of the Briar Wolves is now dressed in a smoking jacket with a monocle and has a pipe.
Yes.
That is quite unfortunate. Had you tobacco, everything would have been fine. Unfortunately, I shall now be forced to eat you. And he bites you in the neck.
Yep. And I don't know. I am familiar with dreams and like that kind of logic. So and stuff has gotten weird now. So I feel like I might be getting my bearings a little bit in a drug-addled state. I'm going to attempt to blow smoke in his face.
Give me a wits and resolve.
Okay. Where's resolve? Oh, there. Two successes.
Okay. So yeah, you blow smoke in his face, and he begins to hack and cough and spits you out, and you hit the ground drenched in wolf drool and sitting on your ass. The other wolves have pulled up armchairs around you. You are now in a circle. They are having a discussion on a topic that you can't quite seem to wrap your brain around. They keep saying words like genuflect and synergy and dynamic equilibrium.
Oh God, it's buzzword.
Right, and then they begin talking about a number of different things: geospatial morphology, meteorological phenomena.
I set myself on fire.
Give me another wits and resolve.
Okay. I want them to pay attention to me. So this is my response. 4 successes.
Of course.
You'd like yourself the fuck on fire. And you hear a voice shouting from somewhere very distant. Sounds like it's drifting over miles, echoing through brass tubes and echoey caverns. It's Nero's voice saying, "Hey, that's my thing!"
I was just expecting a bear, like, only you can prevent forest fires.
The wolves are paying attention to you once again now. Several of them are holding out their paws as if to warm them.
Go away! This is ours!
One of them has a marshmallow on a stick.
Yeah.
And right about then, something hits you very hard between the eyes.
Okay.
And you blink, and you see a hand there for a moment, and Adele kind of looking at you with a tilted head, and then she vanishes, and the wolves are once again there. Now, most of them have hot dogs and other things that you would roast over a campfire. And the one in the bowler hat and the smoking jacket is lighting his pipe off of your hair.
I extinguished the fire. It's not working. They're mocking me.
They're mocking me.
Yep. They're mocking me.
Again, there's another sharp rap on the eyes. And you blink. And this time, Adele actually kind of solidifies for a minute. And you're back inside the hollow. You're feeling very drained.
Bliss. Hello.
Hi?
Are you alright?
Are you a wolf?
Heavens no. Not a wolf, I'm a corpse,
sure?
remember? Yes, I'm sure I'm not a wolf.
I gingerly put my hand out and like touch and like I'm just checking.
She smears something a little moist and sticky on your face.
Yeah, I squashed that fruit. It's gone.
Which you touch and pull away. There's some sort of spongiform fungus residue her fingers, apparently.
You're okay?
No.
Is there something I can do?
I don't think so. We need to go to a hospital.
That would be a terrible idea.
Lark and Gale, what are you guys up to?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go have a cigarette.
Just walk over to Nero, tap it to him, and keep going.
Eventually. Maybe. You are muted, Aaron.
Sorry, I was laughing too hard.
It
This
happens.
is like a sort of room, dusty dirt room, kind of, that we're in.
So the interior of it is mostly rough wood. Not really like paneled or finished. It's literally like the inside of a tree. The floor is mostly kind of not exactly dirt, more of kind of like a pine needle dead leaf carpet.
Okay.
But fairly well compacted, not too dirty, surprisingly. And then with, of course, a nice open doorway leading out to now stairs.
It's not dirty, but it's very messy.
It's very rusty.
I'm gonna try. I wasn't here for the earlier conversation, so I'm gonna try and find like a clean spot around,
Okay.
like vaguely around Nero. I'm still keeping an eye on him. Just where there aren't so many pine needles and nature.
Okay. Go ahead and
This
roll
is
me
not a
manipulation.
well-groomed
Weird.
garden.
No, it is
Roll weird.
not. Manipulation and weird.
Oh, okay.
As you're just looking and really wanting a clean place to sit down.
Zero successes.
Okay. I think you are once again rolling a chance die.
Ow. I will eventually figure this out.
Not rolling your chance.
One success.
Okay. So as you're looking around for somewhere clean, dear God, please, to sit down, and you're not finding anything, and then you just sort of put your hand down on the ground, and there's a creaking sound, and very slowly the floor begins to bow upward, just slightly. And over the course of about 5 minutes, a mossy rock just sort of lurches out of this more or less forest floor that's on the interior. And the moss is like
Okay.
really sturdy. It's like vaguely reminiscent of an ottoman, but obviously a rock with moss on it.
That's fine. It looks princessy.
Yeah.
I'll sit on that.
So everybody else who's conscious in the room sort of sees this happen.
Oh, well done.
I'm not sure what I was doing, but of course I did it well.
So, what there are like pine needles and like pine cones and stuff around here.
Yeah, a little bit.
So, watching this, Lark is just gonna like grab a handful and then just like walk over to where she's sitting and just stomp it on her.
Okay.
Can I make a dexterity roll to avoid pine needles?
Joint dexterity athletics, go.
Do I get 9 again for showing off?
No, not for this one.
Aw. Two successes.
Okay.
That could have gone better.
It could have gone much worse.
Fuck.
Wow.
That said,
Oh, Lark,
Wait.
that was wits athletics. I need
Oh, I'm
dexterity.
sorry. Hold on.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yep, might. Gale might get away with it.
What's your dexterity score?
2.
Ooh.
You still have the chance to roll better than me.
Okay, hold on. I'm fighting with my sheet. It keeps going back to wits.
Take
click
wits off
wits.
and
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just fighting. 0.
So you thump him right on, and she just manages to edge out of the way. And now there is, of course, pine needles and shit all over your seat, but you are not currently wearing any of them, Gale.
No reaction, no response other than just a scoff.
Phage, right about now,
Feel
you are
like-
finishing up your meal.
Looks a little offended.
That was needed. Oh.
Yes, well, we tend to not waste the resources that the hedge provides for us, even when they are unexpected.
I feel much better. Thank you.
Of course.
Have I healed any of that bashing damage, or is that just now happening?
So it's been downgraded to bashing. 2 of those bashing would have probably been healed during the time that it took you to complete the meal as well.
Yeah, have I healed it all? my-
Yeah, anybody who's got bashing damage has probably healed about 2, has healed up to 2 points currently. With
Okay.
the amount of time that has passed.
I have just crossed out of the wound thresholds, so yeah.
Awesome.
Good. I will also need a resolve and stamina roll from you, Phage.
Okay.
So yes, if you impress your will hard enough, we can make the hollow our own.
You feel like you're about half an hour away from I'm gonna pass the fuck out.
So I thank both of you, but I need to go sleep now.
Very well. Yes, it is getting rather late. Oswald, shall we go home?
Be sure
I
to
walk-
use the ladder before they put it away.
We're already at the top.
You're not.
No, you guys are on the forest floor outside where the
I thought
fire is.
we had gone up the ladder because there was like a platform of the tree.
Oh, there's no platform of tree. No, it's
No.
a hole in the side of a tree.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I head up the ladder and back into the hollow then.
That's a thing we can make, though. A patio.
They
Ooh, a balcony.
they fiddle. Wilhelm fiddles with a few levers, and the mobile treppen just kind of clack 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 back down into its box. Oswald
Right.
picks it up, throws it over his shoulder, waves goodbye. They
Bye.
stump back over to the Grabenzeug and go inside. There's a horrific clatter as whatever capsule this is spits out a pair of spike arms that then rotates it back up at a descending angle now, and it just drills its way back into the dirt, leaving a hole behind it.
I head inside and I just kind of look around. I need a bed.
You're not
Yes,
on
we could
pieces.
all use some
Like-
sleep.
No.
We could all use sleep.
I just kind of
We
look around.
probably should not be driving back to our host's place with a
Get. Why is he not?
I mean,
I feel like he's gonna need a hospital.
That's
Everyone
what I've
keeps
been saying.
that.
Phage. Dear,
Needs a hospital.
look at him.
He looks like he's been attacked by a coyote. Take him west, somewhere where the reserves are at. Take him to a hospital closer to a coyote reserve. Say you got attacked by a coyote.
That's
We could do that.
That's not the point. Look at him.
Look at me! I'm wearing clothes that are for someone 3 feet shorter than me. I think a doctor can work on him.
Think about blood being taken. Think about X-rays.
Apparently,
Think
everything
about
else
all of
gets fixed.
the. Not everything does.
But they can try. We can't help him.
Have you ever been
Not
to
with
the doctor
this.
before? Have you ever experienced this?
No,
So you don't know.
because I'm not. You hear
Well-
things.
Here's an alternate solution. Are there now? While I not great getting ourselves into more owing situations, and it might be necessary. Are there people who specialize in this? You specialize in dead things,
Yes.
Locke and Nero.
That's one of the things I specialize in. Correct.
Neo can sing, and I am, well, perfect in every way. Maybe there's someone who specializes in making people better.
Are you asking if there is a changeling doctor? Is there a changeling doctor?
Give me intelligence and streetwise +2.
And while that's happening, I'm just looking
Because
around.
I would assume that most of our kind have a similar problem with going to hospitals.
So while that's happening, I'm just kind of looking around, thinking,
One
bed.
You have heard of an individual who goes by the name of Carl Stitches.
Okay.
Um,
Sounds legit.
yeah,
With,
Who's
with,
up?
with a K or a C?
with a C. And you know that there are definitely changelings who know how to handle
Mm-hmm.
injured people. That's the only name that kind of pings in your brain, but yeah, they exist for sure.
Yeah, of course. But I don't necessarily know where to find this person right now. I would assume. Or
No,
do
you would have to ask around and
Okay.
see if anybody knows him or where he can be found or what he requires for help and that sort of thing.
I mean, somebody can make a call to Alien and ask if they know where Carl Stitches is. Explain the situation. But a hospital is a terrible idea.
Phage, give me a manipulation in weird.
Manipulation plus my weird. 2 successes.
Okay. You're
Hey, look,
just thinking bed. And you stumble over to one of the walls and just sort of lean up against it. And your fingers kind of click in as if there was a shelf there suddenly that was opening up. And you pull down, and narrow but serviceable bunk just sort of slowly folds its way out of the wall. And there's kind of a rough straw tick mattress on it. Looks like something you'd see like at an old medieval or colonial reenactment village or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little narrow for you and definitely a little too short. You're going to have to somehow twist yourself up, but it's a bed of sorts.
Her legs will probably be sticking off the end of it, but she just collapses onto it.
Okay.
It probably creaks under her weight.
Oh, yes. Yes, it does.
Well done.
Phage
Yes,
does not hear you.
Fine. Yes. So if somebody were to contact Gilly,
Who has the phone? I don't think I do, because I don't talk to people.
I mean, I have a phone.
I was going to say.
Nero had the
I will
phone.
reach onto Nero's body and pull a phone off.
Yep. Nira had the phone, and
He wants everything.
Adele had her phone. Yep.
And I'll toss the phone to Liz.
Okay, I punch in the numbers.
Inside the hollow.
I was going to
Whatever.
say.
Yep.
Yeah, no, yep.
I'm gonna try it.
Absolutely
I
nothing
don't know
happens.
this. It's broken.
Oh,
battery's
no.
drained.
You need to leave the hollow to make the call. We are not... There is no cell coverage here.
What if we imagine a cell tower?
Then
That would
you...
reach to where?
Something interesting might happen.
Like you create a cell tower that reaches out somewhere else in the hedge. Not to Earth cell towers, to hedge cell towers. That's just like you get fake.
I'm just like new cell tower. Who dis?
Fine, I'm gonna get help. I head out. I try and head out through the door again. Hopefully it works better this time.
Yeah, you can imagine a cell tower, but Fey TNT has terrible rates.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're welcome.
that hurts my soul, Jack. My very soul.
I mean, it's also not inaccurate, so.
All right. Go ahead and roll me your weird again, then.
All right.
I love having 2 dots in weird.
Stop bragging.
0 successes.
Yep. It's not letting you out right now.
Ah.
You still have your fingernail.
I do.
And there's a crack in the wall right there near the exit.
I'm gonna stick the fingernail in the crack again and let it go.
And once again, those shadows just shift across very quickly. And you know you've got a little bit of a window to go through.
All right, I head through.
Okay. So you pop out. Neofly has apparently found somewhere to curl up on the second floor and is snoozing.
All right, and I have the phone.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna call 911.
God.
Okay.
Yes.
Just yeah. Please pick this up out of this.
911, what's your emergency?
I've got someone. He's been bitten a lot. He needs to go to a hospital.
What's your location?
Do I know the address?
Give me an intelligence and streetwise.
Okay.
+1 because you have been told the address previously.
Okay.
Or at least the rough area.
Yeah, I know we were told the block.
Yeah, someone gave Liz the phone.
I know. What plus what? +2?
+1.
Plus
It
one.
wasn't me.
Okay.
I'm unconscious.
Yeah,
I know. One success.
So am I.
Okay. Yeah, you know you're on the 1100 block of North Monroe.
Okay. 1100 block, North Monroe. We're not a crack house.
To their credit, the dispatch individual does not question any of your thing. They just very systematically take down your information and dispatch emergency personnel. And they ask, they go through the entire spiel. Are they currently bleeding? Are there any medical personnel? Have they received any treatment? Yada, 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 whole shebang.
No, me.
They ask for your
And-
name.
What name did I give for the thing? Let me see real quick. Where is it? My notes are not at all organized.
Meanwhile, while you're figuring that out, I am going to try and manipulation weird to imagine a bed of my own.
Oh, okay.
See how this works.
Aha.
Nope. Okay, so instead of getting my little patch of dirt, I will just lay down in the corner where I marked the hash mark and go to sleep because
Alexandra.
fuck this shit.
Okay. All right. So they take all the information that you're willing to give.
Yeah, and at some point I hang up.
Okay.
Oh, I can't
And
wait to see how you get me out of the hedge.
go and try and go back in.
All right. Fingernail or just pushing in your way in?
Fingernail, because
Okay.
that works.
Yep. So you push your way back in. Everybody's still more or less where they were. Phage and Adele have both laid down to sleep, apparently.
Okay, I go over and try
What
and
do they know about
lift
what's
Nero
going on?
up, and I have a strength of 1, so it's gonna be great.
When
Strength
she
and
does,
athletics.
when she does that, Lark just comes over to her. What are you doing?
I'm trying to move him.
Why?
He needs to be moved outside.
Why?
I'm gonna try and move him first. Okay, so that's just a chance die.
I'm gonna try to stop her.
Oh wait, why that was?
Because you rolled
Oh.
10, 10, 10.
Oh wow. Okay.
Jesus,
Yeah.
fuck. Wow.
3 successes
I'm
on
running
1
on the-
die.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, theoretically, chance dice can't explode, but that would be a success on a chance die.
Yeah. I had it on Tuesday.
Oh, no,
I don't know why it's not.
Yeah, no, chance die can
never mind.
explode.
Never
Yeah.
mind.
There you go.
It's
Yeah,
just
3
1
successes
dice.
then.
So yeah, you very quickly just lift him up and start walking. Where are you walking? Towards the back towards the reel?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm following.
All right.
Yes.
Just step back through the door, which is still stayed open for a short period of time.
I'm assuming
I assume I noticed this.
Yes, anybody who's awake will notice this.
the 2 of you.
And as
Yeah.
soon as we're outside, I say, I called the hospital.
Lark just turns around, runs back into the house, and
Gale-
finds Adele.
Looks like
I'm
that
trying to
mother
drag
whose
you
child
downstairs.
just told her, I carved up the flower garden for the pigeon.
I shat on the neighbor's doorstep.
Young lady,
Mm.
you are going to take our injured friend, and go back into the hollow this instant.
No, he needs help.
I'm running through the house,
And
calling
we
out
will
for Adele right now.
Phone.
Glenn. You're all
Phone.
sleeping in there.
And he could probably use the rest as well.
If you give
Listen
me,
to me.
if I give you the phone, can I go and take him downstairs? They're gonna be
No.
coming soon.
Give me the phone, and he is going back inside. And
No.
Gale is like physically in the tiny little lock. Is probably still in the hollow.
So Adele, you've been asleep for about 5 minutes, and they're already yelling your name.
It's a month.
Nero, you need to go back in the hollow.
Adele!
Slowly pick
He
self
can't
up.
hear you. He's unconscious. That's why we need the hospital.
What's
Neo,
going on?
the one that's not unconscious.
Neo sort of struggles to wakefulness. The fuck is going on?
Someone called called the cops, and we'll certainly be
I
having a
didn't call
long
the cops. I
conversation
called the
about this.
hospital.
Who?
You told me.
Fuck, what? What's going on?
I'm
Our
getting
genius
medical
doctor
attention.
called the hospital and presumably told them there's someone mauled by wolves here.
Yes, because that's what happened.
So,
Uh,
Um,
Can I grab her wrist?
First of all, fuck this. And he walks through into the hollow.
So inside.
So somebody gave Liz a phone, and she called 911.
I love the passive somebody.
Liz was given a phone, and 911 happened to be called.
I'm sorry. I must have
It
heard
could
you.
have been
I must have heard you incorrectly. There, she called what?
911. And told them that someone here had been mauled by wolves.
Did she say what here was?
I'm not sure.
She pulls herself up,
A crack house.
brushes herself off, sort of straightens, and goes to make her way out of the hollow.
All right.
So I
you
want
make
to
your way
try
out
and
of the hollow. I want everybody to roll me a wits and perception.
Okay.
Or wits and composure, sorry.
I would, but I'm unconscious.
Yeah, not you. I mean, you can, but you need 27 successes.
And even then,
Success.
you're still unconscious and unable to
Am I
act.
still at -1 at this point? How long does that?
You've healed all your bashing damage at this point.
No, for
Drug.
the
Oh,
drugging.
for the drug? No, we'll say that's worn off by now.
Okay,
2 successes.
2 successes.
clicking the wrong things. Two successes as well.
I'm going to try and grab Liz's wrist.
Okay.
This is the exact
Okay.
expression on Adele's face.
We're all going into the hollow. We're going to hope that when they walk in here and find it entirely empty, they'll assume it was some sort of prank call.
You weren't joking, were you?
No, why would I joke about
Unfortunately
that?
not. And we will
It's
certainly be
Liz.
dealing with this. But right now, we need to act. Can I
I'm going
make an
to sneak
athletics
to
roll
the window and try and
shepherd
peek out and
her
see if
back
it
in?
is it just an I'm assuming that it's the whole detail because it was a mauling at a crack house. But is it
I don't know.
police,
So right now,
ambulance,
in the
fire,
distance, you're
everything?
seeing the sort of like red and blue lights reflecting off of building sides and things like that. It's definitely more than one vehicle.
Everybody in.
Yes.
Everybody in
Definitely
now.
going and dragging this with me if I can.
I'm trying to stay near Nero and keep him outside. That's my
Well,
goal. here.
Neo is already in.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Nero?
Nero.
Who you
Yeah.
carrying? All right. You are
Fire
still
Boy
kind of
is coming with us.
holding Nero.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I'm
But
going
you
to
are
drag them
being
both
shoved back into the hollow by 2 people.
Yeah. I'm still gonna resist, but I'm probably gonna fail miserably.
All right. Everybody give me strength and athletics rolls.
Yeah. That's a chance,
I am
guys.
spending a willpower.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping that they would get that Liz had put me down, so they shoved Liz back in the hollow and forgot me outside.
Hey.
Oh, I
show
can
up.
carry both of you. I can carry Phage. I can carry you two.
Dang it.
You weigh.
That's
you
a natural
collectively
one.
weigh half of what Phage does.
That's
All
a natural one for me.
Well, Liz
So-
got a dramatic failure, so
Yep.
it kind of doesn't matter what everybody else rolls.
And only
rolled the
one
wrong
success on my
There we go.
lot of dice. Jeez.
1 success.
Lark, you keep rolling wits.
Yes, I changed it and I got 1 success. I think I
Okay.
changed
No,
it.
you rolled wits.
Wait,
again.
no, I didn't. Crap.
Click wits.
You have to unclick it and then re-click
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Wits
Okay.
really, really likes me.
Yes, it does.
All right, sorry.
You're fine. There we
2
go.
successes.
So yeah, between basically, yeah, Liz is picked up bodily by arms and legs. You guys sort of hammock carry both of the 2 of them back through the hollow, and back inside the hedge. And yeah,
Yes,
the
Adele waits until
the door
everybody's
creaks
in.
its way shut behind the last individual, cutting off completely any sound or any way of keeping track of what's happening on the other side. And you're all bundled together in a fairly small hollow tree. Or fairly large hollow tree, depending on how you're looking at it.
Now, I would be sending you to your room, but seeing as it doesn't exist yet, go over to that corner far away from the door. And he'll have Phage explain this to you later, because maybe she can get through to you.
After she's done sleeping.
And Gale is going to sit down right in front of the door.
Perhaps the easiest way to explain might be this. And this is not the only concern. But if the police come, yes, they mostly see but things can happen. If things happen, a lot of attention falls on us. If attention falls on us, then those who once held us will find us again, and I'm fairly sure Nero would rather be dead.
Give me a presence and expression, Adele.
Okay.
And an intelligence and composure list.
Okay.
All those dice and 2 successes.
0
That was
success.
chance die again.
You rolled it as a chance.
Oh, I did? Why?
Yes.
Oh, I hadn't changed it back. Here we go. Give me a minute.
God.
All right, 1 success.
Adele makes some very good points, and you do see the logic of what she's trying to communicate.
Yeah. I'm still mad, though. I am going to go in the opposite corner that Gale indicated and sit down.
We are fortunate in one respect. There is a phenomenon that has apparently popped up over the last several years that wasn't in existence when I was around, called swatting.
What's that?
It is calling 911 with fake reports of concerns.
Why would you do that?
Normally it's done because people are terrible beings. Normally it's done to get SWAT teams to show up at random people's houses because they think there's a hostage situation or something like that. Regardless, the point of it doesn't matter. How many people have died because of it doesn't matter at this moment. The point of the whole thing is that this is something that 911 and law enforcement are aware of and will probably pass this off as.
That phone came.
And I'm sure our resident
call 911.
cop can later explain to you all of the reasons why they ask too many questions.
Only if he doesn't. Only if he wakes up.
Not.
There are ways. Just we need to get some rest first. So we have wits at the moment. We could all use some rest in the morning. Why am I waking up in the morning? In the morning, we can contact one of our own, as I said, who deals with this sort of thing. And frankly, who will probably be able to get Nero back on his feet quicker than conventional medicine will be able to do.
Give me wits and intelligence roll, Liz.
Okay. One success.
Non-conventional medicine does make you think of what remaining soothe sap you have left over.
Okay. I keep them in the back of my mind until everyone falls asleep.
Okay.
And then I go over and
All right.
feed some.
So in the meantime, as everybody, I assume, is
Yes.
preparing to
Goes back to my
turn
spot.
in for the night. Those of you who lay down and rest, begin to drift off to sleep. So, let's.
I go over. Yep.
And Gale has a thing.
Oh, the thing is check chat.
Yeah. But anyway, so let's, you go over and
Try and feed him some of this fruit. My
Okay.
last soothe sap berry.
give me a dexterity and medicine. Yeah, go with that.
Okay.
Dramatic failure.
And-
Stab me in the eye.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on
With
this.
the fruit.
I'm gonna spend a willpower on this. So
Okay.
it's 3 extra die.
I mean, I feel like a dramatic failure would be like,
Only
would it be
one
more
success
effective if it was
all of
used
those.
as a suppository?
I cram a soothe sap up his ass. So Liz, as you
That's a terrible roll.
you kind of tilt his head back, he's breathing, and you look at the fruit and try and figure out best way to get an unconscious person to eat something without choking them to death.
Mhm.
And you decide, well, juice at least would probably be helpful.
Yep.
So you find one of the few remaining scraps of gauze that's left, and kind of tie up the soothe sap in it, shove it in his mouth, which it's about just over golf ball size, so you can fit it in pretty easily, and then just start twisting the cloth and twisting and twisting, and over a period of about 5 minutes, you manage to start crushing it, and the juice slowly begins to flow into his mouth and down his throat.
Come on, wake up.
Nero, 2 of your lethal degrade to bashing. And you crush the last drops that you can in and then unwrap it. There's still some fairly moist pulp. So you just sort of pull off the top of the fruit and take that mashed bit and just sort of tuck it into his cheek and close his mouth.
Come on, wake up.
After about 15 minutes, one of those bashing goes away. Another 15 minutes, the second one does. And he begins to stir.
I'm probably still asleep because I was exhausted, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm. He shifts a little bit around, though. His breathing is a little stronger. And you kind of check over his injuries.
Mhm.
Some of the shallower cuts have healed up significantly. Give me an intelligence and medicine.
Three successes.
Yeah, you're able to gauge by his general responses, autonomic functions, and that sort of thing. He's definitely better now than he was. He will probably wake up after a night's rest.
Okay.
He's still pretty well racked and not super functional, but
Mhm.
he's not in any sort of imminent danger currently.
All right. I go asleep against a wall
Okay.
nearby.
So you all wake up the next morning. Everybody gets a point of willpower back.
Oh, thank God.
I'm already full.
Good for you. There's a shaft of bright sunlight leaning down through the doorway. And
someone turn the light off.
all bashing damage has healed up overnight.
You're awake. Wonderful.
Mm.
Also,
Why do I feel like I got run over by a car?
you got mauled by wolves.
Oh,
Right.
so same thing.
Specifically. More or less. Only this is more deadly than a car. Congratulations.
Is Liz okay?
I'm probably still
Physically-
sleeping 'cause
Physically, Liz is
Liz
fine.
is grounded.
There may be some. There may be some. Yes.
As long as she wasn't hurt.
Liz tried to call. Liz called 911
Really?
and told them to come here because there had been a wolf mauling.
thought it was a good idea.
Oh, are you awake now?
Yep, that's when I wake up.
It was a wonderful notion
Are we
that was not grounded in.
Are we anywhere near the zoo?
I don't believe so.
Then
I assume not. I assume that there are not many crack houses near the zoo.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
Regardless, I was a little less concerned about the explanation than when they started taking blood and examination and the fact that police came to our hollow.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
But the intentions were good.
I hurt all over.
They wanted
Yes.
to call someone.
Yes, and we absolutely can do that.
I reached.
Paige, give me a manipulation and
Seem to
weird.
be doing.
Okay.
You're doing surprisingly well considering you nearly died.
I reached for the phone that I think is in my vest. You just see me grabbing at something on my chest and not getting anything.
So, Phage, yes, you have produced probably about a 3-foot ledge on the exterior of the tree. It's mostly consisted of a kind of a basket weaving of various small branches into a sturdier platform that can definitely support some weight. It's fairly narrow, and there's definitely no safety railing, but there's something there.
After that's done, she sort of steps back inside. Oh, I see you've all finally woken up.
I am not responsible for anything I do for the next hour.
We're staying in here at least for the next several hours.
Mm,
Why?
I'm not opposed to that. That
Well-
said,
I don't know if it.
Phage.
I don't know if it means anything. If anything comes of it, Jack. But Nero is currently thinking about food.
Okay.
Has Lark informed you what she was up? Or Liz? I'm sorry. Has Liz informed you what she was up to last night after you went to bed?
I woke up before the lot of you and started trying to make a platform. By the way, you got about a 3-foot observation platform outside the door. Be careful, don't fall down.
let's.
Are there railings?
No.
Okay.
Well,
That's why I said be careful, don't fall
I'm
down.
heading out to the balcony.
Okay. As you step out on the balcony, for the first time, you're seeing the hedge outside your hollow in something approaching daylight.
Yes. What's it look like?
There are thick tree canopies a little ways away, and any sort of place where you can see down to the forest floor, it is choked with thorns and vines and thickets and briars and brambles, with the exception of this fairly narrow footpath, probably wide enough for maybe two people to walk us alongside each other, as long as one of those two people isn't Phage. And it kind of winds its way off into the woodland. There's a little bit of bare earth along the center of it, and it seems to be fairly static.
You said bare earth, and I thought bare earth, and like earth made of bears.
Yes,
I was like,
earth
oh,
made
God.
of bears.
Wow. That's when
Um,
you're tripping. That's what it looks like.
There's a number of various plants that grow amongst the thorns. Some of them seem to have some level of fruiting body or unique leaves or things of that nature to them. And the aroma is very, very verdant. There's a lot of pungent soil, earth, and plant smell to this location. Little bit of flower bloom, a little bit of fruit, but mostly it's just fertile, heavily grown soil. There's still those narrow little branches that emanate from the trunk of this large tree that's forming the initial part of your guys' hollow, and they tend to be thorny and fairly thin. Don't look like they'd support very much weight, although the numbers of them that have been woven together to form this little sort of wicker balcony outside are working together to bear the mass of whoever stands out here. But your platform is about 25 feet up from the forest floor.
Cool. I am pointedly ignoring whatever conversation is happening inside
Okay.
and attempting to weave a railing.
Give me
So-
a manipulation and weird.
Okay.
Adele.
I believe that in the interests of what happened. There's no need to revisit it at this point. I'm at least moderately sure that perhaps there's some level of understanding that's been reached there, and if not, we can at least keep it from getting worse. I don't think that it accomplishes anything at this point.
I very slowly sit up. Just like holding myself around the ribs, sitting up.
All the movement hurts.
Yep.
You're definitely in one piece, and you're feeling moderately well rested, but still extremely fatigued.
I still have 5 points of lethal damage.
Right. But you're mobile, at least, and as long as you don't do anything too physically extreme, you feel like all the pieces will still stay where they are.
Now, thinking forward, at this point, there are a couple of things that we should probably try to accomplish. It would not be a bad idea to contact our medical, hopefully friend within our community. A little bit of healing aside, I'm still not great. Nero is obviously, well, alive, and we'll go that far. And I don't know about anybody else. There is the matter of turning our hollow into a home.
So how does this whole thing
And don't
work?
we have a bunch of things we have to be doing anyway? Besides that,
So how does this whole thing work? I say, pointing at the bed the bed that's flopped out from the side of the wall.
that's
that
what
wasn't
I
there
was,
when I passed out.
So that's what I was talking about in terms of making the hollow a home. With our intent, if our intent is good and is strong enough, we can shape the reality of this place within reason. We can do that one of two ways. We could each do our own thing, and we could have this a home that is as interesting as the lot of us combined, and probably clashing. Or we could all try to work as one, perhaps, with one, and that might be a little bit.
I mean, I'm all for working together, but right now I'm really hungry, and
Yes. As I said, Carl Stitchers might be a good person to make contact with, which was the intent last night.
someone's phone's beeping.
That is not possible.
mine.
I
Someone
thought that
took
was
my
in
phone
game.
away.
Right. Well,
I was expecting Jack to be like, and suddenly in the hedge, your phone goes off.
Nope. Not here yet.
I push myself back up to my feet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So where do we need to go?
Well, out of the hollow first.
Oh, that's fair.
Wait, before you just go stumbling out.
Didn't
I
we say
need
we
to
were
allow-
going to stay here for a while?
Why?
Why?
It's been a night. I doubt they're still here, but take a peek
That's
just in
exactly
case.
what I was going to do. I tend to be a little bit, no
Yeah,
offense, sneakier than you all. I thought I
Alright.
would go.
I just don't want the person who's severely injured wandering out and saying, "Oh, we're fine," in the most inconvincing tone of voice.
No, but if the most injured person goes out and there are still cops around, their first obligation would be to make sure I'm okay and not to shoot or arrest me.
Yes, but that comes with a lot of.
You're
bad
staying
press.
here
Alright.
because
Um,
their version of making sure you're okay is exactly what we're trying to avoid.
All right, so I will head out
Okay.
and do a little bit of checking around, make sure that the place is still or is empty again.
Were there any bodies left from last night?
No,
No.
those were all
Mhm.
handled as far as I know.
Walkabout's cleaned those up for you guys before.
All right.
Thank God. Oh God.
That would have been horrible.
I come out and all of a sudden there's like 7 guns pointed in my face.
Yeah, like if
Forget something.
Find like a half-eaten person.
Probably still bloodstains, so.
if there were any bodies left up, there would be some police tape as soon as you walked out the door.
I mean, there were living people that survived the incident.
It would be at the front door.
Yeah, go out.
Which is where
do a
you
little-
do find it.
Okay. There is police tape on the.
There's police tape on the front door.
It's a
Uh,
crack house. Nobody's going to be surprised by that. I take the police tape down.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's the tape across the door. Yeah, basically you open the door and something goes rip.
Yep.
And you kind of look out and there's the 8.5 by 11 notice of, police occupancy, whatever.
Which is probably
Plastered over
taped
the
up over
scene.
like 3 previous ones.
Yep, pretty much. Some fresh yellow plastic police tape across the
Yep.
the stairs leading up to the front door, that sort of thing. You just kind of fuck it all up.
Oh,
and
that's adorable.
Yep. Hey, you gotta get the paperwork done.
Exactly.
They did their due diligence, so now they can never come back.
Exactly. Or
Until
maybe they
next
will.
time. So, yep. Go
But
back.
yeah.
Go back. Peek inside. We're good.
Alright. I will try to leave the hedge.
if Adele has opened the gate,
Yes.
it'll stay open long enough for you to sneak through.
Yoink.
And you are
So-
back into the reel for the first time today.
So I would make the call myself, but since you all have a relationship with a pre-established one, and I believe you're still under that point where you are receiving aid, it would probably
It's
be
not
better.
been a week yet. It's only been 2 days.
Yeah. 3 days, I think. But yeah. Hasn't been that.
I will hand over my phone though, since we don't know where the other phone is currently.
I think Gale or Lark took it from me.
Did you take her phone?
I believe Gale did.
Okay.
I don't know. I
Somebody
was
did.
being very angry.
I did take the phone from Liz.
I really hope
I
it wasn't
figured.
left on the floor of the well, for the cops to find.
No, I took
Yeah.
the phone from Liz. I was very
Okay.
firm about that. Gale will hand it off.
Phage is going to step out onto that balcony and just kind of look down the length of the tree. How tall is the drop?
It's about 25 feet
25
to the forest floor.
It's a bit longer than most conventional ladders.
A bit.
So I'm going to try and create a ladder.
Okay.
I've already started making a balcony. I got 1 success on that roll, by the
Yes, you've started to get some railings out from the
Mhm.
edges. There's
Yep.
there's still a gap in the middle, but
way. Mhm.
there's some vines and branches that are serving as a little bit of a barrier, probably about 3 or 4 feet up from the wicker floor.
Should I roll manipulation weird for making a ladder?
Yes, give me manipulation and weird.
Can I assist with that at all?
hmm
3 successes.
Okay.
I have the
Um,
most dice for this.
So, Phage, as you begin
Yeah,
to
not helping.
as you begin to maneuver this, you're starting to get in touch with the plant life and the growth here, which is kind of new for you. You haven't had a lot of experience with horticulture per se. I mean, you've eaten plenty of plants, but that's about as far as it's gone for you. But you're sort of figuring out a level of harmony with the natural, air quotes, natural environment around you. And what starts as a ladder turns into more of like a dangle swing with just a flat, sturdy board. And you've worked it into where you feel like you're starting to see that the plants can respond in a dynamic fashion to you, not simply a static one. And after about 45 minutes or so of just sort of weaving bits together and figuring out how to use your weird to draw the magic of the environment out, you form this sort of little one-person lift where you sit on the board and it lowers you down. And then
And it
you
goes
get
back
off
up.
and it goes back up.
And if I tug on the rope from the bottom, it comes back down.
And well, there's not a rope at the bottom, but you're like, all right, we need to connect that to this. So you just sort of start pushing that unique magical aspect of yourself into the bowl of the trunk below, and more or less just make a little lever handle out of a small branch that's growing out that then signals it to drop down. Now your only concern is, how do I make sure that it only does it for the right people, not the wrong people? But you're making progress.
No wonder they never let me out. I'm too good at this.
So outside in the reel, both Adele and Gale have held out phones, presumably to each other.
Oh, I'm not.
No, I held it out to you.
Oh,
You're the hurt dude.
I look between the two of you.
Someone asked me where that phone went, and I said, "Oh, I have it." That doesn't mean I'm handing it
No,
to
sorry,
you.
you said you handed it out. That's what I was responding to.
No, if asked, Gale will return it.
I
Is what I said.
I will take Adele's phone then. And I will call the folks.
Okay. Which one are you calling?
Gilly?
Okay. Takes you about 5 minutes. But after the second call, she'll respond. Yeah, what's going on?
We're looking for.
You didn't come back last night. Everything okay?
No. We found a place.
So it did work out.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Which one did you guys go with?
1100 block. Over.
Oh,
at,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Had to clear
Good.
it out, but looking for.
That does happen. Yeah.
Carl Stitches. Carl Stitches is the name
Oh.
I'm being told we're looking for.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody got hurt, didn't they?
Yep.
But yeah, no, he's part of the Galaglasses. They mostly hang downtown. Carl does some kind of odd jobbing for Hopkins,
Mhm.
but yeah, they tend to pay him under. He's got an arrangement with them anyway. But yeah, so either want to say, yeah, check over at the hospital, or if you can find Sunset downtown, they're in the same group together.
Is there a particular name we would ask for at the hospital? I say, looking at Adele.
As far as that goes, mostly he does research assistant help, I think. So you'd be wanting to look more on the school side than the actual.
Oh, student. Okay.
Well, no, he's he's like
Teacher.
TA,
In between. All right.
but like the 55-year-old kind of TA.
Permanent student. Got it.
More lab tech-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he's. I mean, he works for some of the research something over there. I don't know.
Right. And is there like a standard procedure for contacting him, or wing it?
Well, he usually eats lunch outside.
That's helpful, actually. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.
No problem.
See you later. Click.
Feel better.
So apparently our doctor is a TA at the hospital campus. So strictly speaking,
see.
going to the hospital might not have been... I mean, it would have been bad, but it wouldn't have been...
TAs
so
cannot
bad.
necessarily alter
Yeah, no.
admittance
No,
records.
it's
and-
true, it's true. Apparently he also works for Sunset Blue. Or
What was the name of the brothers?
with Sunset Blue, I should say.
Okay, wonderful.
So if apparently he eats his lunches outside, and we can probably find him down there.
That
Mid
means
50s. I believe the description was mid 50s TA.
that means sunlight. Wonderful.
Alternatively, we could find Sunset Blue and ask them.
Let's
I feel like you wouldn't
let's
want that
go.
one.
I'm not opposed to it. I don't. Sunset Blue's fine. Let's go. I mean, let's all get together and figure out what we're going to do from here as a group.
Sounds good.
Strangest thing. But yes, and then go from there.
Head back into the
Head
hollow.
back inside. Yep.
Okay.
And I would just like to try and see what this whole modifying the hollow thing is. And
All right.
Um,
How long are you going to take at that?
I just want to make a chair. Just
Okay.
I don't know how long it'll take.
Give me
Gale
a manipulation and weird then. Gale?
Gale, given that Gale never went to the real, she'd probably spent the time trying to dust off her chair.
That
Because
takes
someone
about
got
5
pine
minutes.
needles on it.
Somebody may have done, yes. And Lark, what are you up to?
3 successes.
So what's your chair look like?
A recliner. like a 70s style block recliner.
Okay. All right. It's mostly made out of like exposed wood, like IKEA
Yeah.
kind of looking wood.
Yeah.
There's a weird sort of like root little structure where it kind of grows out of the floor. And with the bed and the rock ottoman and the recliner, it's starting to get a little cramped in here.
Adele's like, well, apparently
I'm assuming this
we're
can
doing
be,
the everything. Everybody creates their own thing.
I'm
thing.
assuming this can be undone. If it can be made, it can be unmade.
It can be. It can. Yes, of course.
I actually didn't know I was doing this when I started, to be fair.
I'm just seeing what it is, and I sit down. We can.
You started to be fair several years ago.
We we can scrap and restart later. I didn't think it was a big deal to sit down. Thing wasn't the floor.
Besides, it lays back.
And he doesn't.
So-
He doesn't say that, but it just click.
Skype, stop fucking up.
It's great.
Me.
So, do we have a plan?
Yes, absolutely.
We do. What is it? Good.
Uh,
I'm excited to learn what it is.
Well,
I
I
had
thought
a
our plan was to come in
Page
here
that was
and
cool.
cover up with
As
come
I-
up with a plan.
Yeah. I say phage that was cool and head back in and hear the tail end of it, I guess. So
Probably at like, do we have a plan?
I thought the plan was to come up with a plan.
What day is it, based on my knowledge of the week?
Right about now, it is, we'll say midweek.
we came in on a Tuesday.
So it's about
So-
Friday. Okay.
Sure. I'm not going to
Yeah.
be keeping
I
track of
remember
days
you
of the
saying
week
it
or
was.
dates.
I remember you saying it was a Tuesday, and you gave us an exact date, and it wasn't a Tuesday in the actual calendar.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's not going to last for very long. It's a day.
I figured. I just
It
remember it was a
is
Tuesday.
day.
hmm
Well, I asked what day it is because Phage has plans for the weekend.
Gotcha.
Ah,
Every day's a weekend when you're unemployed.
So-
since it is
Not
still
entirely wrong.
Yes, the plan was to figure out a plan. I was simply trying to
we
ask
get him
what.
fixed.
I'm sorry.
We need to get him fixed.
Yes,
pointed-
and that is definitely on the agenda. I'm trying to figure out what all is.
Don't we need to acquire? Don't we need to acquire?
We have to pick up. We have to. We had another job we had to do. As I look through my
Let's
notes.
see. We have to essentially assist the summer court in exchange for these. Shows her cane. With. Wait.
What did we have to do for summer?
Already did that one.
Yeah, we
No,
did that one, I think.
No, we haven't.
No,
No,
I did that
we-
once.
Yes, I'm right.
Assisted
I'm right. I was
the ID guy.
confused. Phage
Yeah.
helped.
We need
We've
to get
already
your
paid
guys'
for the
ID.
ID. Hopefully, we need to help the summer court with the culty Greenwood Motley and someone named Canalag.
Yeah, we have to get
Um,
Kenalag away from the mall.
They're a nimble little group, but hopefully, as not officially the summer court establishment, we can convince Canalag that might be interested in joining the court, maybe, or at least to establish
Calendar.
a meeting. We checked out the houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We also need to assist. Whoa, Jack just put them in chat. Oswald and Wilhelm, in exchange for their assistance with us not dying to wolves.
Ooh, yeah.
Wait,
they're
what?
building
So
something.
he was willing to
I'm
wait
sorry, what
until
and
we were
who?
uninjured.
Oswald and Wilhelm?
Oh,
The ones Phage
Who is
was.
this?
we
Speaking of,
We met them. You didn't meet them, but
I was
they
on
were
the verge of
outside.
death at the time, so
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of outside, after Phage is finished with the lift, she kind of
Mhm.
looks out and first tries to see if she can see any trace of the brothers, and then not very loudly because she's not trying to attract attention, but if she doesn't see them, just Oswald, Wilhelm, you around here?
Give me a wits and composure. Actually, no, wits and survival. -1.
She have a dot in survival. I'll use a willpower on this. I actually would like to get in contact with them. 1 success.
So you call out just kind of quietly. You notice that the woodland really swallows up the sound very, very quickly. Like, if you were trying to make yourself heard, you're going to have to project a lot further. But you're glancing around a bit, and you remember they had mentioned their workshop being a little ways away. So you give the lift a test ride back up to the balcony and kind of glance out over the canopy as best you can, and you think you see a little waft of smoke, probably half a mile to a mile away, in the rough direction that the trod travels.
So half an hour to an hour of walking through the trod, presumably.
Probably. Depending on how fast you go and how long your strides are and that sort of thing. But I mean, the trod is not difficult to traverse. It's a fairly clear path.
at a decent pace, you can cover 2 miles in half an hour. So it's not that. Don't we need to get goblin fruit for the walkabouts too?
How
Definitely
much?
something you could do.
How much fruit do we
It
need?
was a percentage. We're splitting the fruit that we have. That if we can confirm we have it, 60-40 our way.
technically,
I think was the agreement. It
yes.
was 60-40 our way.
We need to provide them, if I remember the exact terms of how it read, we need to provide them, yes, with 2/5 of what we acquire. So if we don't acquire anything, we don't owe them anything.
Exactly. But if
Not
it's-
that we don't want to get it at some point. That's just not a today priority thing necessarily.
If we feed him a couple of more of those fruits, then I don't think we need to ask this Carl Stitches for anything. Maybe.
You are. Yes, if that is the kind of goblin fruit that is there.
Oh, okay.
There are many different types. It doesn't all heal.
So I walk
But-
back into
but
Hollow.
the goblin fruit can also be a bargaining piece.
Well, it's getting a little tight in here, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yes, everybody's creating willy-nilly.
If we have...
I want to see if we can make a second room, maybe?
Why don't we all work together on figuring out exactly what we're going to do before everyone just creates random nonsense?
Trying to do.
Let's figure out what we're doing first, and then figure out this. Okay.
Okay, so first we need an entrance hall.
If we have goblin fruit, we can use it as a bargaining chip instead of owing somebody a favor as well. So even if it isn't the healing kind of goblin fruit, it still would be useful to have it before going to Carl.
You are not incorrect.
Gale's hand is just raised at this point.
Yes, Gale.
Nero, why don't you remind me what we were doing when you got so injured, what we needed to accomplish immediately when you were in a much better condition than we are now?
I'm not sure. I actually asked why we were going down, and the answer I was told was, huh? So maybe you could explain, because you kind of went down first. See if you can remember the answer you were given and connect it to the statements you are now making. You kind of went down first, so why don't you explain, Gale?
It was specifically asked of me.
Gale takes her little fan and wraps him on the head.
One moon. It was specifically asked of me, and I said, "Well, we need to go see what the goblin fruit is." That said, that was in the middle of the night.
I'm not sure how that makes a difference.
Well, I was just down there for about 20 minutes making a lift, and nothing happened. So during the day, it's a little bit less dangerous.
It is.
I saw goblin fruits from the balcony. So they're out there. Couple different kinds.
The other difference having light makes is you can actually see things from a distance.
But anyway,
I'm not...
Interior decorating time.
No, absolutely not interior decorating time.
Yes, absolutely.
There are people who are still seeping. Can we deal with our health status first?
Can we not be sitting in a square room first, please? Ugh. All right. Fine. 1 second. I step out to the balcony and try and look around. Do I see there were something visible from the balcony?
Yeah, there's plenty of plants and undergrowth that are visible. There's quite a little ecosystem you guys have outside in the thickets and things. You're going to have to get down there and poke around to see if any of them look particularly goblin fruity.
And I'll take the lift down and see if I can take a look.
Oh,
okay.
Phage is going outside. Why don't we go join her so that we don't have a repeat of people being jumped by wolves from nowhere?
As long as you promise not to jump in front of people getting jumped by wolves. You paused. That means you're thinking about it.
And walk to the balcony.
You do realize
so who's going down? Who's going down to the floor? Farthest floor outside.
I will.
I will.
I will.
It's 3.
One month. Okay, I'm going.
All right.
Gale will go if everyone else goes.
Now, currently, it's Gale and Phage who are staying up and inside.
Oh.
Wait.
You mean Gale and Adele?
Wait.
I think it's Gale and Lark.
I'm pretty sure Phage was the first one going down.
Phage already went down.
Phage has already gone down?
Nero, Liss, and Lark are going down after Phage. Then Adele was going...
All right.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, 'cause
I
I was-
thought
I-
here that Phage had already descended.
When you had mentioned the ecosystem, I said, all right, I guess I'll go down and see if I can find anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. So everybody's going down. In that
Mhm.
case, I
Sure.
would like everybody to make either an intelligence and occult or an intelligence and survival roll.
One of those I have. The other one I don't. So I'm going to do that one. And I'm going to spend a willpower for three more things.
Yeah, so will I, because I want to actually find some fruit that's useful.
I just want
One
to
success.
actually be able to roll dice.
Yeah, I only had 2 dice.
Remember, if you have neither, survival is the roll you want to make.
3 successes.
No successes.
1 success.
Okay.
2.
2.
All right. So Phage and Lark, as you guys go down, the first thing you find are a number of fragrantly flowering bushes that seem to have some level of similarity to them. You can tell that they're almost identical, but there's a very little bit of differentiation between the two. And they would be extremely easy to mistake for each other.
Can I
As
tell what they are?
as you discuss back and forth and try and pass back some of the various stories and faint memories that you have of legends and lore that you learned during your time on Arcadia, you come to the conclusion that one of these is called Nightcap and the other one is called Buglewort. You can make a tea out of each of them or just eat the blossom raw if you want to. Nightcap makes someone extremely lethargic, and Buglewort makes you extremely alert, but slightly irritable sometimes. Mechanically speaking, you have to succeed on an intelligence and survival roll to tell them apart. But if somebody consumes Nightcap, their speed is halved until they meet certain conditions on stamina and resolve. If you consume Buglewort, you get a +4 to your initiative for the duration of a scene. As the rest of you are beginning to look around, Gale and Adele find a number of gourds that are growing out of the ground.
Okay.
Adele, you recognize them as serpent gourd, which these fruits have a shiny black exterior, and these tangled woody vines that they grow on wind up around the trees a little ways away from the hollow, and the vines are very, very cruelly thorned, very long, sharp thorns that would make these difficult to harvest. It's going to take some delicacy in order to actually get any of those fruits to get up there and find them. But you know that if you boil one of the gourds with some of the thorns, based on the lore that you've heard, you strain it out. It makes a syrupy fluid, tastes kind of bitter. But any sort of oneiromantic or dream sculpting rolls that you make will benefit from a +1 modifier.
Okay.
If you drink it. And then Nero, you're looking around and you find a patch of coo nettle. It's delicate leafy fronds on the plant. Also kind of makes a minty-ish tea. And you can drink it and it will give you a single point of willpower. If you drink more than 1 cup of the tea, you once again get another point of willpower, but you take a -1 to composure, and that stacks.
That's a metric crap ton of goblin fruit.
So how much of each did we find?
So you find 3 of the Nightcap, 2 of the Buglewort. You haven't gotten to a point where you can harvest any of the serpent gourd yet, because that's complicated. 2 of the coup nettle.
All right.
That's a total of 7.
7 plus whatever serpent gourd you
Plus
might be
whatever,
able to
yeah.
find. Yep.
Okay. Are we able to harvest this right now? Not the serpent gourd, but the rest of it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did I find anything?
So
I got a
Liz, no, you were looking
Okay.
around trying to pick up things. You found another mushroom, but
Oh.
you're a little leery of that right
Uh-huh.
now, and you have no idea if it's any good.
Okay.
if I might make a suggest, math-wise, that's essentially a little over 2.5 that the walkabouts would get. I would suggest giving them 3, perhaps 1 of each, because they also did clear out all of the bodies before the police showed up.
If everyone else is fine with that, I am too. I think this, holding up the coup nettle, this might be payment for services rendered to our doctor.
Okay.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
We can only hold a certain number of these at a time, or each of us, right?
Yes.
3 times your weird, I think?
No, I think it's 3 plus your weird.
Plus your weird. Okay.
Let me check just to be sure. 4.
All right. I don't remember.
Well, right now there's 6 of us and 7 of the fruit plus.
No,
I-
it's determined by your weird. 1 weird is max 3 fruits. 2 weird is max 5
that's right.
fruits. 3 weird is...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, so...
What page was that on?
That's page 225.
Let's
Yeah.
go ahead and just bring up what we can.
Yep.
I will carry the nightcap.
I have the coup nettle.
I'll grab the bugle wart.
Okay. Anybody going for the serpent gourd?
Not now, I don't. Well, not me anyway.
Okay.
Can I tell,
Well-
just by looking at it, could I tell what it would require to get to it?
I would want to try.
Some delicate climbing or a scaffold.
So not me. It goes high. Okay.
Yes, it grows high.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to try
Okay.
because that stuff is.
Do
for
be
brains.
careful, those thorns.
Give me a dexterity and athletics.
Okay, I really just need athletics at some point because this is terrible. All right. There we go.
Willpower is a thing, by the way.
I'll spend willpower on this actually.
Okay.
I want this. 2 successes.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. So you go up there and you grab another 3 serpent cord.
Okay.
Don't forget the thorns. We need the thorns.
Why?
It's part of the mixture.
Mhm.
Okay.
You-
So I
you
have
make a.
I have 3. You said.
And you can
Wow.
grab you can
Yep.
gingerly snap off an associated amount of the thorns. The thorns are a lot easier to access.
Mhm.
They're difficult to harvest, of course, because you're trying to grab something razor sharp and
Yep.
about the length of a finger. But you know,
Mhm.
yeah, it's like trying to pick serrated knife blades.
Yep.
So here's a mechanical question for the storyteller.
Yeesh.
Page 225 just kind of implies that your weird determines how many goblin fruits you can carry on your person, but the benefits of weird merit says it's how many goblin fruits you can carry in the mortal world. Which one are we?
I don't
Um,
think those are.
They're not really exclusive. Yeah,
Okay, they're just
Yeah.
okay.
It's just a
it's
wording
just
thing.
weird writing. Yep.
So the implication of the second one is that you can carry as many as you like as long as you're not outside the hedge.
So with 10 now, then that's 4. for them.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it one. Do we still, as collectively as a group, do we still want to go with one each?
Sounds fine to me.
Yep.
Yep.
They were getting 2/3. I
No,
think the math right.
No,
40,
2/5.
40. Okay.
40%.
Okay. So 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You guys
fine.
get 3/5. They get 2/5.
Yes, one of each is quite sufficient.
10 makes the math nice.
10 does make
It
it.
does. Yay,
It
math.
also may be worth mentioning, since there is the potential for harvesting more, if we want to pay them a little extra now, it may not be, again, positive relations, etc., etc., and then we can...
Do we have to keep paying them?
I think it's once a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this would be our
Wouldn't
one
that
for the month.
break what we agreed?
No?
Or no?
Do you
What
agree?
did else? I don't know. What?
Oh, what Adele
For
suggested.
mine, Aaron was being silly.
Yes.
Actually,
Adele was suggesting being a little overly generous on the first payment, because if something happens in later payments where we can't, we already have credit, basically.
So it'll
put us on a good terms with them.
out of curiosity then, with us having struck a specific deal, would us giving them more than 40% violate that deal?
Not in the terms of the deal. The terms of the deal was simply 40% of what we got.
Month.
A month.
So I've never known a contract to be broken by overfulfilling.
And 50% definitely is
Magical
at least
contracts.
40%.
Yeah.
But that conversely means we're not getting 60%, which is what we're owed,
Correct.
which would mean they're breaking it.
No,
That's
we are
why I-
No, because
voluntarily.
they're not
We are
demanding it.
voluntarily
Right. Mhm.
doing it. I'm saying, even if the extra doesn't carry over to if we're short, they did help us out pretty significantly, and I don't know if is there anybody that is particularly good at dream shaping among us. That might not even be a particularly value.
I'm
fruit.
not against it. I just don't want us to do something that will
That's good
inherently
enough.
break them.
Yes.
I think we might have just been talking at cross purposes. What I was saying, I'm not against giving them an extra goblin fruit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't want us to overpay and screw them because we make them break the I don't know how the contract works.
That will not happen.
Okay.
That will not happen. We're new. We could use stronger ties to allies. That's more what I am thinking.
Okay. What does
Yeah,
everyone
it won't
else
break
think?
the contract.
So we give them an extra nightcap.
I was actually wanting to hold on to the nightcap for my purposes, honestly.
Okay. What does
Extra
nightcap
bugle
do?
ward?
It makes you
Extra
sleep.
bugle wort would not be.
Or an extra serpent gourd?
Why don't we give them one of the ones we have 3 of, especially given that all 3 effects seem to be things we could use?
Yeah. So if not an extra nightcap, then an extra serpent gourd.
Especially, I don't think any of us are really necromancers, so...
That's what I just asked, and Liz said yes.
Oh, Liz?
Exactly.
And it's weird in there.
I imagine.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Um,
So, payment for the walkabouts, 1 coot nettle, 1 nightcap, 1 bugle wart, 2 serpent gourd.
2. So I only have 1 left.
Or to Nightcap, 1 Serpent. Or to Nightcap, 1 Serpent Gourd.
I have no preference either way on what the extra one is at all.
What does the nightcap do again?
Makes you
I'm
slow.
just curious.
It
Makes you slow?
slows you down.
Slows people down.
Okay.
And then the other coup nettle we can offer to Carl for medical services.
Correct.
Because it seems like
If
like the most
that's what
valuable
Carl
of the group. It might not be the most valuable. It seems like the most valuable. Alternatively, at that point, we at least still have one of each if he'd prefer a different one.
Yes. Well, we don't have to do the payment to the walkabouts right now.
No.
Let's go deal with Carl and
Okay.
take it from there.
Okay.
And that's our next stop.
All right.
Wonderful. I
So
need
you guys
wear my
exit the hollow.
sunglasses.
enter your vehicles and begin the drive
Pointedly,
Oh, good.
across.
The
to
vehicles
east.
are still there.
Pointedly,
The vehicles are still there. They have been checked on a
I
couple
change
times.
into my clothes that are still in Adele's car that don't look like I got mauled by a wolf.
Yes,
Okay.
fortunately, all of our clothes are still in Adele's car.
Mine were, at least.
And prepare for the crosstown trek to the east side of Baltimore and the Johns Hopkins University Hospital campus.
I roll up my
Oh,
tinted
north
windows,
side of
put my sunglasses on, everything that can shadow me from
I
sunlight.
then
possible,
immediately
because
rolled back
damn
down the
morning
window
people.
and light a cigarette.
I
and
roll up
that
the
is
window.
where we will leave it for today.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.